or he sent me his address, and I'm sending him the chain. And I think he's raffling it off for charity. So someone will actually be able to get the chain.
Oh wow, he'll have it by this week.
Yeah, I'm sending it over as soon as possible.
I mean, because you spent what, 100K on that?
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt your pockets at all.
No, I think he deserves it. I think it's hilarious.
Right.
You know, like, I hope he takes a picture with it and posts it on Instagram. And I just love to see McGregor, you know, plummet. You know, he was a meteoric star that's now just taken a nosedive. And you know, before I wanted to fight him, and I offered him $50 million, and now my offer is $23.
Right. Are you sending the chain with the broken ankle, or is it going to be complete?
I tried to snap off the ankle on it.
Right.
After the fight, I took a rock and tried to smash it. It wouldn't break. Right. Honestly, the chain is more solid than McGregor.
Now August 29th, big fight versus Tyron Woodley. This is your toughest opponent yet. He has an impressive UFC record. Are you a little worried about facing such a guy with, you know, 7 knockouts?
No, worried isn't the word at all. I think it's knowing that my opponent is a real deal striker. He's been boxing probably 5 times as long as I have, and I will have to go in there and be as sharp as possible, but I'm still going to get the job done and knock him out. But he is the hardest opponent yet.
So you're predicting a knockout. What round?
Third round.
Third round knockout.
100%.
Yeah, and how much are you making for this fight? How much is Tyron making?
Can't get into that.
Can't get into it, but it's in the millions.
Yeah, a lot. Yes. Yes.
I asked, you're the man. Good luck.
I asked Mike Tyson about the fight. He picked you to win viciously. How does that make you feel?
Uncle Mike, that's my guy. You know, I think he sees the work ethic, and we've had a couple heart-to-hearts, and he's right. You know, I think people just see the speed I have, the power I have, how determined I am, how I work well under the lights. I feed off of the pressure, the crowd, you know, the negativity. The haters fuel me. You know, Tyron Woodley just isn't as hungry or as determined as I am.
Mayweather is with him a little bit. What do you think about that, him and Floyd?
I think it's hilarious. You know, it's just like, two old guys sending them into retirement. But you know, how is Floyd Mayweather, who couldn't even finish my brother, who's a YouTuber, gonna teach Tyron Woodley how to beat me? You know, Tyron is bouncing around different coaches, going to LA, going to Miami, going to Floyd Mayweather. That's not the way to progress in this sport. Stick with your team, pick a coach, repeat your drills, and get better every single day.
Is a fight with Floyd on your? Do you want that fight?
I don't think it'll happen. He said he wants me to cut down to 147 pounds, and then he'll fight me. So before he fought my brother, we were fake fighters, and now he will only fight Jake Paul if I cut to 147 pounds, which is physically impossible for me to cut that much.
You don't think that fight will ever happen, you and Floyd?
Not if he doesn't want to fight me at a reasonable weight.
One night, okay, cool.
Pacquiao Spence?
Is that happening? I heard there's like
no,
back
Pacquiao
and
Spence
forth.
Happening, yeah,
okay, yeah. I mean, I think Earl Spence, just the youth, the youth.
Jake, as someone, I used to watch you on YouTube all the time and on Disney Channel growing up. What would you like to say to all your longtime followers who watched you grow and grown with you?
Thank you. You know, like it's been a crazy journey. We've gone through many different, you know, ups and downs, and you know, without my fans, I wouldn't be here today. Exactly. And I think, you know, they're my ride or dies, and I owe it all to them.
Definitely. And like, I think it's so inspirational that you've come such a long way, and I've done like cover other fights and stuff, and like you're like the only guy who ever like gets like the most attention, and I think it's so cool, and it's such an inspiration. Is there any other business ventures you'd ever want to go from here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm trying to conquer it all. We have some things in the pipeline. I have my investment fund, anti-fund, doing a bunch of tech investments into amazing companies. But right now, the main focus is just boxing and knocking people out and taking their heads off.
That's awesome. I love it.
Thank you.
And
I love taking heads off.
Who would you like to fight next?
We'll see. You know, I try not to predict what's going to happen next in my career anymore, because the sky is the limit and things are progressing so fast. So, you know, who knows? I might fight Tyson Fury next. I might fight Anthony Joshua next. Anything's possible.
Would you ever fight your own brother?
Yeah, I mean, It's such a tricky question.
Yeah.
I think it'd be interesting. Our parents don't want us to do it. You know, we've been talking about it for years now. So it's some days I'm like, yeah, let's fight. Some days I'm like, I don't really want to do that.
Last question, what message do you have for all your haters and people who want to see you lose?
Thanks for buying my pay-per-views.
I love it.
Jake,
Hey, Jake.
What's up, gentlemen? Great seeing you guys.
Do you want me to go?
Kind of like your,
Yeah.
it's not an amateur career, but we've only had a few fights, and we're seeing it play out on the national stage. Like, how do you deal with the pressure, not only of your fans across everything else, but just boxing fans in general who are watching you?
I think I feed off of the pressure. You know, I like to put myself and put my back against the wall because that forces me to work harder every single day in practice. I know there's millions of people. I know there's professional boxers, professional fighters who just want to see me fail. And so that motivates me every single day in training. And I'm a game time player. The pressure creates a diamond, and I am that diamond, and I come alive when the lights are on. And I love this, you know. I love the training camp. I love the media. I love the eating healthy. I love the recovery. I love the shit talk, the posting, the brand deals, the sponsorships, the fight nights, the weigh-ins. Everything about it to me is a movie, and you know, the pressure only makes me bigger.
So given that on August 29th, what can fans expect, do you think, from just, are you bringing a certain element of boxing that's not there from an entertainment perspective? And will that apply on August 29th?
I think so. You know, I'm just me, I guess, you know, and the problem child comes alive, and I'm a personality at the end of the day. You know, I come from YouTube and making videos since I was 10 years old. So I feel like, yes, I am doing something different for the sport, providing a different angle, and really bringing a whole new generation and getting them involved in boxing and getting them to care about boxing. I've had 5 people in the past 48 hours tell me, like, oh, my kids never cared about boxing, and now all of a sudden they want to watch all of your fights. They want to learn about this person, that person. So I think we're seeing a shift where, you know, the NFL is getting boring. They're not allowed to hit each other in the head anymore. The NBA's ratings are down, and people, I think, just want violence, and I'm going to give them that.
What has fighting done for you personally in your life?
I think it saved me from a lot of like dark places, you know, like I was in Los Angeles as a young kid, you know, getting sucked into that whole entire lifestyle, which is like very unhealthy. And I found myself like lost, like I had everything, but I was just like lost, you know, like I had money, I had, you know, fame and the cool cars, but I was just lost. And I think fighting gave me a purpose, and it helped me find myself and learn a lot about myself.
Jake, I've seen interviews the other side of you come out, and I think that other side is like a more relatable side, a more likable side. I know you have this persona, and it's worked, it sells.
Yeah.
But has it come to you that you want to consciously show that side more? Because I feel what Tyron brought up, like, hey, a lot of people want to see you get beat up. You could sell with that, you could run with that. You know, Floyd ran with that, but does it wear on you at all that you want to show that other part of you, the more likable side, the more relatable side?
I don't really stress about it too much, you know. I don't like to think about it that often, because people in the media will portray you however they want to portray you that day. And fans are fickle. One day they love you, one day they hate you, one day you're getting canceled, one day they're buying your pay-per-view to watch you knock out an NBA player. So I try not to get into it, you know. I think people will think of me what they want to think of me. I know who I am at the end of the day, which is a good person. I'm trying to change the sport, bring more eyeballs. I'm trying to, you know, support other fighters, increase fighter pay. I'm starting my charity, launching that in 12 days here, called Boxing Bullies, and we're helping to fight against cyberbullying. And I'm just doing me, and I guess the cameras are filming.
Why do this? Because you had a lot of things that you could do to make money. And this is a hard business, man. You're taking punches to the face, and you're risking your health. Why continue to do this? Like, what about boxing that's making you feel like you want to stay around and actually do this?
I think it's the ultimate challenge, and it's the ultimate test of oneself. And you have to become the best version of yourself to be a fighter. And if you don't, your weaknesses will be exposed in that ring. And like I said, I love fighting. I love athletics. I love sport. I grew up wanting to, you know, be in the NFL, wanting to wrestle in college, and I'm getting back to my roots quite literally. And there is no better feeling than when you knock someone out and jump up on those ropes and show the world that I cannot be beaten.
Is this, in a way, a chance for you to make up for those things that you didn't get to do, like younger, like athletically, and really get the things that you wanted or you expected from yourself?
I guess so. You know, like I had that itch. I didn't get to wrestle my senior year of high school, where I probably would have become the state champion. And so I was always like, damn.
Like, what if?
What if?
Yeah.
You know, so I think that is the way for me to go back and scratch that itch.
You know, you're very confident coming into this fight that you are going to win, that you're going to get a knockout. Like, what do you see there that you feel you are going to be able to knock out Tyron? And what are we not seeing that you're seeing?
I think just my speed, you know, and the focus on myself. Tyron can do whatever he wants, but I just have something different. Like I'm truly built different. You know, it might be the calcium in the Ohio cows, but my bone density just cracks through people's skulls, and I'm just built for this. I love getting into a real fight in sparring matches. I love getting hit in the face. That's not normal. Like, normal people don't like those things. And my team is probably the best team I've ever seen assembled in boxing, and we depict everything that's going to happen in every single fight so far, and it's happened, and I'm mentally prepared, and I don't cut a single corner. You know, when I'm in training camp, if the cameras aren't there, if no one's around, I'm still doing all the things. Even if my coaches aren't motivating me to do it, I don't take a second off, let alone a day off.
You've been dedicated, and I think a lot of people are starting to show that, are starting to see that from you now, the dedication and the training that you're actually putting in. With that being said, Tyron is saying that he's going to knock you out, that he feels that you're not up to, I guess, his par, like based on the competition that he's had in the past. Like, what do you make of that? You're coming into a guy who's seen as one of the greatest UFC welterweights in the world. Obviously, this is like a good chance for you to prove people, like, hey, no, I can really fight amongst a guy who's a live dog in there.
Yeah, look, I think I'm exposing the UFC a bit with their striking capabilities. He's fought the best in the world in the UFC, but that's not boxing. You know, people think they're very similar sports, which they kind of are, but it's really like relating swimming to basketball. It's two very different things. Boxers are more efficient, more precise, more conservative with their energy, you know, scoring points. It's just a completely different ball game, and a lot of people don't really understand that. They just take it at face value, which is, this is a fight. It's not that. He's coming into my territory, and as crazy as it sounds, I'm a much better boxer than him, even though he's been doing it for 5 times as long. And yes, he's fought Kamaru Usman. Yes, he's fought Gilbert Burns, but that's not Jake Paul. You know, I will finish him, unlike those guys. And then people are going to come back and watch this interview and be like, holy shit, this kid is crazy. He predicted the future. And, you know, what the fuck is going on? And what the fuck is in the milk in Ohio?